So I'm here in a Zoom meeting, and this could be a webinar as well. And I often get asked, how can I turn off the chat down at the bottom? That's this chat here. If I click on it, it brings up the chat box. Now, the reason people want to get rid of it is they may have the Q&A, particularly if they're in a webinar and it gets confusing. The host might tell people to send their questions using the Q&A, but they still use the chat. And they want to get rid of this option down at the bottom completely. Now over here in the chat, you do have the option on the three dots here of showing what the participant, who they can chat with. And you can say no one, host only, everyone publicly, and everyone publicly and directly. But we don't want to do that. We want to avoid the confusion and get rid of that box altogether. So let's just close that. Now to do this, you have to go to the settings. And if I change it now, it won't appear until I restart the meeting. So you need to kind of do this beforehand. And there is one slight problem with turning off the chat, and that is it turns it off for every meeting and every webinar until you switch it back on again. Anyway, so let's have a look at that. I'm going to end this session here. Let's just click on end meeting for all. And I'm going to go into my settings. That's this little button here, this little gear at the top right-hand corner. I'm going to click on that. And then it's taken me to general. And down at the bottom, it's got view more settings. And what that does is it takes us to the website, the Zoom website, where we've got our settings. So let's just click on that. Now I could have come directly to the website by going to zoom.us and logging in. And it's taken me to meetings, but it's the settings that I'm after over here. So let's click on settings. And what I'm after is the in-meeting basic settings. So I'm on settings here. Let's click on in-meeting basic here. And it's here. It's this option that says chat. Let's just click on that and it will turn off the private chat as well. The private chat is where you can have a one-to-one with someone. So that can be switched off independently. So let's switch that back on. But you'll see when I turn the chat off here, it switches both of them off. It will actually give you this message to say private chat and auto-saving chats are all disabled. So let's do that. Now, if I go back to Zoom, let's do that. And I now go to a new meeting. Let's just connect up the audio here. I'm going to just mute that. Gives me all my messages here. And I'm also going to stop the recording. I don't need the recording going. And what you'll see now is the chat has completely gone here, and it will be for every meeting and every webinar, as I said, until you switch it back on. So let's do that. Let's go back now to the website. Let's just turn that back on. I'm going to enable all of these as well, the chat and the private chat. And it's also got this auto-saving chats here that I can switch on as well. And what that does is it basically saves all of your chats as a text file after, so you can refer to them later. Okay, let's go back to Zoom. And you'll see the chat has not come back yet. Let's just hit end. Let's go back to new meeting. Usual messages appear, and over here the chat is back. So there you have it. That's how you can actually completely disable the chat on Zoom. Just remember, you might have to switch it back on each time you want it. Now I must say that I do find on webinars there can be a lot of confusion with the chat and the Q&A, so you may want to turn that off. Thanks for watching. If you do like this, please do like, share and subscribe and come back for more.